Welcome to Connective Care Education. Today we will look at Unit 004, Outcome 2, Factors that Affect Wellbeing. Part 1, Stages of Development, Infancy 0 to 2 years. Physical developments. We'll start at looking between 0 and 3 months, a baby. A baby can slightly lift their head when lying on their stomach, hold their head up for a few seconds with support, can open and shut their hands, will pull at their own hands, will be able to use rooting and sucking reflexes. 3 to 6 months, a baby can bring an object they are holding to their mouths. They can roll over, they can grab and play with toys, they can reach for objects, they can sit up with pillows to prop them up, they can support their weights on their legs when held up, and begins to eat solid food. Between 6 and 9 months, a baby can crawl, can grasp and pull objects towards their own body, can transfer toys and objects from one hand to another, keep hands open and relaxed most of the time, has the ability to pick up small finger food, can sit up without being supported, and can reach for objects that are out of the way. Physical development between 9 and 12 months. A baby can move easily from crawling position to sitting, can sit for long periods, can crawl upstairs, can walk while holding onto furniture, may take first steps alone, can stand alone, can point with their index finger, can turn the pages of a book, several at a time, will pick up and throw objects, can roll a ball. Between 1 and 2 years, a baby can pick things up while standing up, can walk backwards, can walk up and down stairs without assistance, can move and sway to music, can colour or paint by moving the entire arm, can scribble with markers or crayons, can turn knobs and handles, they can jump, they can pull toys behind them while walking, will begin to run, kick a ball, and can build a tower of 5 blocks. Please pause the video here and open 004 Learning Outcome 2, Part 1, Worksheet 1, Physical Developments. Once you have completed Worksheet 1, please continue the video. Now we'll look at intellectual developments for a baby between 0 and 3 months. A baby can see objects within a distance of 13 inches. They can focus on faces of caregivers. They recognise familiar voices, can respond to their environment with facial expressions. 3 to 6 months, a baby can recognise familiar faces, can recognise and react to familiar sounds, will begin to imitate facial expressions, will coo, squeal and gurgle, will cry according to need, will communicate through body movements, waving arms and legs and opening hands, will show boredom by crying or fussing, will practice turn-taking when talking with caregivers, we'll start testing cause and effects such as seeing what happens when shaking a toy. And between 6 and 9 months, a baby will use babbling talk to get attention, will use different sounds for different gestures, will mimic sounds, inflections and gestures, will anticipate food on sight, begins to show interest in colours, makes raspberry sounds, smiles at a reflection of themselves in the mirror, mimics facial movements, and will follow moving objects with their eyes. Between 9 and 10 months, a baby can put vowels and consonants together, will use their tongue to change sound, they can say dada and mama, will look for a toy that has been dropped, can find partially hidden objects, will explore visually and by putting objects in their mouths, can understand simple requests, and can respond to no by shaking their head. Between 1 and 2 years, a baby can recognise the names of familiar people, objects and body parts, can use 2 words together, can follow simple instructions that include 1 or 2 steps, is beginning to sort objects by shapes and colour, can tell the difference between me and you, and will imitate the actions and language of adults. Please pause the video here and open 004 Learning Outcome 2, Part 1, Worksheet 2, Intellectual Developments. Once you have completed Worksheet 2, Please continue the video. Now let's look at emotional developments. Between 0 and 3 months, a baby will communicate emotions through crying, will feel comforted by someone familiar, will have positive responses to touch, will become quiet when picked up, will show happiness and sadness. Between 3 and 6 months, a baby will seek comfort and cry when uncomfortable, will express excitement by waving their arms and legs, and will start laughing aloud. Between 6 and 9 months, a baby will express a number of emotions, including happiness, sadness, fear, and anger. They'll show frustration when a toy is taken away. Will begin to understand others' emotions. An angry voice, for example, can make a baby frown, and may start sucking their thumb or holding a toy or a blanket for comfort. Between 9 and 10 months, a baby may begin having separation anxiety, will start to develop self-esteem, will respond to positive feedback by clapping, and may cling to one parent or both. Between 1 and 2 years, a baby will begin to feel jealousy when not the centre of attention, will show frustration easily, will react to changes in daily routines, and may have tantrums and show aggression by biting, etc. Please pause the video here and open 004 Learning Outcome 2 Part 1 Worksheet 3 Emotional Developments. Once you have completed Worksheet 3, please continue the video. Now let's look at social developments. Between 0 and 3 months, a baby will enjoy social stimulation and smiling at people, will respond to touch, responds to love and affection, and may imitate facial expressions. Between 3 and 6 months, a baby begins to play with people, may cry when playing stops, will respond to their own name, will raise their arms to signal, pick me up, will turn their head towards someone when speaking. Between 6 and 9 months, a baby will want to take part in activities with people, will point to things for a reason, and will seek attention. Between 9 and 12 months, a baby will hold out their arms and legs while being dressed, will mimic simple actions, will imitate other children, will repeat sounds or movements that make people laugh, will always need to be within sight and hearing of their caregiver, will display affection in hugs, kisses, pats and smiles. Between 1 and 2 years, a baby will begin to feel jealousy when not the centre of attention, will show frustration easily, will react to changes in daily routines, may have tantrums and show aggression by biting, etc., enjoys playing alone for short periods, likes to do things without help, has trouble sharing and may hit, push and grab to keep toys, demonstrates concern for others, and is wary of adults they don't know. Please pause the video here and open 004 Learning Outcome 2 Part 1 Worksheet 4 Social Developments. Once you have completed Worksheet 4, you have completed Part 1.